Welcome in, everybody. Get yourselves in. Get yourselves in, people. All right. Get yourselves in. Welcome, everybody. Welcome on, guys. I'm going to give a few minutes before we start. Just make sure everybody's in. Get yourselves in. All right. Everybody get in. Get yourselves in. I'm going to start in a few minutes. I'm going to give everybody a chance to get in. Welcome, guys, as you're coming in. Welcome, everybody. We have about 12 minutes left until we get into this, and it's quite a few things to discuss with the price. I'm expecting to see a major long take place. Okay. A major long. So be prepared for what the market may do. All right. Be prepared, guys. Okay. Now, because I'm on the funded account, guys, I'm going to probably use Hugo's way, because on the funded account, I got closed out of positions here. So get on the live. We're going to get cracking. So welcome all of you guys, wherever you're watching from. All right. It's going to be an interesting one to go through. So I'm going to discuss this for a minute, okay? One of the most important things that we should be watching out for is the US dollar tapering. Now, I would be honest, we have the press conference is coming out, okay, in a few moments, and at 7:30, and we'll be watching to see. Now, I'm going to put this here because usually I try to use a variety of sources, but I would say right now, looking at FX Street, there is a lot being said that I'm very interested to see what's happening. Now, in terms of the markets right now, I do believe the Federal Reserve is going to do a tapering. Now, they haven't said anything yet, you know, and for me, when it comes to the interest rates, I'm going to go back for a moment. The interest rates are going to stay the same. The COVID situation hasn't cleared up yet. So there isn't going to be any interest rate hikes. We're not until 2023. Okay. So for that reason, in terms of, you know, where the price will be going in the future, we're definitely going to see a stronger US dollar temporarily, at least. I'm watching very carefully to see what happens in this market at the moment. I believe we're about to see a very strong long on the dollar personally. I think the announcement is going to trigger some price action long. I still want to see what the market may, you know, what the market is trying to achieve with what it's doing. And I may close my positions out. It depends on what I see. But I definitely know that the price is going to be very strongly bullish. Now, when I think about the market structure anyway, or how the market is behaving, from what I can see, there is a very high chance that the market probably is going to do two movements today, or from today into tomorrow. So let's go over to the charts here. All right, I'm going to use Hugo's way because I'm in the positions right now. Now, this account is a small account, so it's not really a big bother to me, whatever happens to it. Maybe if I use a mixture of both, it might help you. As you see, so let me use the larger account here. So on this account, what we have going on now, I was in a drawdown. My entries for the long were from here, but the price decided to pull back one more time. Now, on the 30-minute zone that I've been discussing, guys, the market has been there for quite a while now. Like, if you can see, the market has stayed in the same spot for quite a little while. Now, the reason why I didn't close my positions and I wouldn't close is because let me just pull back here. Maybe I'll use another USD CHF here to explain. So on the D1 structure here, the market has created a reversal signature, which we knew would happen. And where the market created a reversal signature is highly important. What we have here is, number one, this first supply zone, the price failed to make ends meet. But what we have here is a second supply zone, and this supply zone is lower down, but notice the price action. The price entered into this area, pushed short. Now the price entered into this area again, but the short wasn't as strong. If you see the bearish candle here, this bearish candle is a lot smaller than this one, signaling bullish pressure. We had a strong break here, and now the price has returned to the other side. So supply has been reoptimized for demand. So without looking at the news today, I believe USD CHF is about to do a long. Now the price may spike back down to algorithmic levels, or to some lows or something, but I'm going to leave this here. The limit I think the price may spike to today is probably 0.92501. But when I look at the structure of price action, despite what we might hear on the news, this demand zone here has been broken. It was a demand zone, and then from the month of April was a supply zone until recently. And now we've had a return here. My expectation, as I said, is for the price to come back to the order block from this reversal signature, which is right about here. So I'm expecting USD CHS to give us a very nice long back up to here, as the market suggested. Now, if you weren't too sure what I was talking about, I've given you guys more than enough breakdown of the content, even from Sunday night. So I think this is what I'm expecting the price to do. Now, how the price is going to achieve this, it depends. I'm still keeping my wits about me. I'm trying to make sure the market does what it needs to do. Now, unfortunately, because I'm on a funded account, and this style of funded account, I actually can't trade the news, or I have to be out of my position 15 minutes before the news. I'm still in profit on this account, hardly anything. But although I was in a drawdown, I know there are liquidity gaps on the upside and the downside, which should trigger the price to continue going short. Now, for me, my first obvious target for the long, which I believe is about to happen, all right, is right here. Now, if you notice what the price did here, we had such a strong seller from yesterday. We had an accumulation here in Asia. Now, notice in the morning here, the price spiked into this area, but not to supply. So this represents the high of yesterday. So at least best, I'm expecting USD CHF to go and get into the high of yesterday. This is my expectation. Now, there's very high anticipation around the news simply because of the economic conditions we're in. We're in the last 2 weeks before we enter into the fourth and final quarter of the year. And so the expectation is there for, to be quite a lot of activity going on. So for me, when I look at the price action, I've been holding on to the same position for a while. And again, I'm going to go over and see, observe what the price does. I know for a fact that the price is definitely we're going to see a strengthening on the US dollar for sure. But of course, we want to keep our wits about us and not get carried away with the price before we get stopped out. But I definitely do believe we are going to see a short, and we just have to be patient with the price to see what happens here. So for me, looking at what we've got going on, there's a lot of good upside potential and a lot of downside potential too. And, some of the positions I'm in, depending on how I see the market behaving, I may close. So you're going to hear me out and see me do this. I'll do this live for you guys to see, because of course I'm trying to observe the positions, but not be too silly with my trades and stuff. So let me switch over to what we have with gold. So gold, I believe, is presenting a very good opportunity short. Now, the price has been accumulating in the same area for a while. Now, the major direction for me is long on gold. I believe that gold is gaining strength, but the reason why the price has hung here for quite a while is because on the hourly, we're inside of this supply zone, which I believe is going to be instrumental for the price to go short. Now, although we've seen spikes outside of the area, but the price hasn't actually closed above the area here. We've just seen quite a bit of accumulation. Now, in this market condition, the price could spike a few pips and then go short. And I'm going to be very wary. I might close, depending on where gold ends up in the last couple of minutes, I might just close it and just save my pride. Now, when I look at the pool of liquidity that's hanging here, I know the price is going to go short. However, when it comes to US dollar news, if you want to know which pair is the most dangerous to have a position open on, it would be gold. And it's simply because gold has the most, it has the, in terms of, out of all of the markets that we have to trade, gold is worth $9 trillion. Now, $6 trillion is the paper market, or not physical gold, but gold price action movement. So gold ETFs and etc. Gold, the gold market we're on. And then the other 3 trillion, so the other 33% is actual physical gold market. So mining, development of gold and all of that stuff. All right. Now, for me, I do think that the US dollar is going to gain some strength, but I'm not staying in this position for a while. All I'm really waiting for is the confirmation. Now, I don't mind being a bit more, what is the word? A little bit more cheeky and saying, okay, cool. I know that gold is going to go short, but how it's going to go short is the question. Above the high of the day, we have a set of equal highs, which means that there is the potential that gold might spike up and then spike down again, which is one option. But how far is going to spike up is the question. So if you see on this account here, it's a small account, nothing. I am in profit on every trade that I'm in, because these are the trades that I'm, believe that the price will do something grand. All right. Now, the position at where these prices are, I'm still contemplating, but what I'm going to do is just put my stop losses about just beneath the zone. This is the maximum amount of risk I'm willing to take on these trades for now. This account is more of a test account. It's not really an account for, this is more for me trading crypto and stuff like that. So I can be a little bit more aggressive, but I do believe that USD CHF is going to go long. As I said, this 30-minute zone is the price holder for everything. And I expect the price to really take off from here. So we're going to see. I probably will stay in these positions because I'm not in a loss or anything. If I have to go to break even, I might. I'm just going to see what exactly happens. I do think that this news is going to be a bit of a strange reaction, but if I have to close, let's see what happens. If I have to close, I will do. Let me see how gold is doing. All right, so I actually want to see what will happen here. Like with me being in the news, would the price spike up? Would it spike back down? But I'm a bit, I don't want to learn the hard way. I hope I don't learn the hard way, but we'll see. Let me see what the price is doing. So let's see, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, let's go. So here's the new 7. Here we go. Here we go, guys. So do you see that? So the price has dropped down. I'm in profit even more. But I think I'm going to take my profit before the market gets too greedy, or I won't be greedy with it. Let me close quickly on here. But leave USD CHF. So you see the spike on USD CHF up there. The price feed is struggling to manage that movement, which is natural. But if it gets too crazy, I will close. So I'll take my money from this one. And I'll take my money from this one too. All right. So that I'm not in a loss. Let's see what's happened. Yeah, I'm all right so far. But do you see this candle here? This shows you that the market, and they see how the price has gone to the high. So really the entry right now should be now for a sell. So I'm going to put a tiny sell on. Just give me a second. I told you the price will spike back up again. That's how the algorithm of the market works, guys. So 8-3, be ready. There we go, sell. So now the price should sell as I want. And then USD CHF should start to go long. Bam. So that should be good. And then we should be good to go from there. So I'm going to put my stop loss here. This is a bit more of an aggressive entry, but I'm sure the price is going to do that. Now let's see what's happened with the rates whilst I'm waiting for the price to kind of pick up. But you see, because there's so much demand on here, let's switch back to the charts. So here we go. The interest rate has stayed the same. Let's see what's going to happen in the next 30 minutes. But I just wanted you guys to see this news and how to trade it. So you see what's happened with gold now, guys? So the price took the high, as I told you, and now look at what the price is doing. So I can actually even put a second entry and make even more money. So this is how you understand the algorithm of the market, guys. You just got to understand how the market's algorithm is behaving. If things get a bit messy, then you just get out. You know, I always have my finger on the trigger. If I see the market doing something dodgy, you know, and I'm not happy with it. So right now the price looks like it's kind of launching back. If it gets too dodgy and I don't like it, all I'm going to do is just press the close button and the rest is simple. So it's getting too close to my entry. I will just close. But from what I can see here, I know the price is trying to go short. It just needs to clarify itself. But it should go short in a moment. So hopefully what we need, okay, we have to wait 30 minutes, which is the only problem. The price needs to get back down here and close. Once it does that, then we should be good. So look at the rest of the market. Do you see the dollar index? This spike right here is market manipulation because everybody's waiting for this news, guys. Everybody is waiting for the news. All right. So some pairs won't do much. You can see Euro USD is kind of funny. All right. But still, let's see. All right. I'm going to close gold for a minute and wait because I don't like the price action. Let me just check USD CHF. Okay, it's all right. It's not that bad. So I just want to manage the risk to see how much I'm actually risking here. All right. If anything, I don't mind waiting 30 minutes for the flip zone. But I know this is going to go short anyway, but you just want to be a bit careful. But I like the way the market took the high. So that is the stop hunt. That movement there, the market just took some stop losses from some people. I was going to say from some students, but not my students anyway. So the market needs to calm down itself because you can see, look, it's going all over the place at the moment. It's up, then it's down, then it's up, then it's down. Okay. So this movement here, I like it so much how the market has done what it's done. You know, this is a very rare kind of spike that the price does. It's not common, but again, if things get too crazy, yeah, I think this is a good entry for me. I'm going to go in one more time. I'm keeping the risk tight. If it stops me out, it's not really a big problem because I don't mind going for about 1782. All right, 1782. If gold goes past that, which is why I got out. So here we go. Look at gold. So it's gone 1782. I need it to go to 1750. All right. Let's see what happens here in a moment. Now, gold is the most manipulated. So when you see the price the way it is right here, all right, 1783.50. All right, free to, let's see. If I have to reduce my position, with USD CHF, I don't want to close it. The price is just probably going to fill the gap and then make its way back up again. If it stops me out of USD CHF, then I wouldn't take gold. But I'm willing to risk like 20 on USD CHF. If it stops us out, it's not really a big deal. So right now it's come back to the area and there was a gap down here that needs to be filled. So if it's filling the gap, that's okay. So then after, let's see on the H1. So gold is pulling up to the next spot, guys, that we want. Still think the short is going to happen anyway. I think the market is just plain hard to get and it's right here. So that's the short that I want. There we go. So I'm going to go from here. I'm going to go for 84.50 and 85.50, sorry. 85.50 and sell. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but this account, I'm not too fussed about it. All right. Okay. It should be a little bit higher. Stop loss needs to be about, where is it? About here. If gold stops me out of there, then we just switch the direction. Hold on. Modify. All right. So let's see. What's USD CHF doing? It's come all the way back to the entry. So that's the RTO. So either is going to launch off for a long one more time. So stop loss should go slightly beneath. If not, then off we go. All right. Let's see what gold has done. So gold is about here. So this is what I'm saying, guys. You've got to be sensitive to the price always. I'm doing this example because this is not the normal way to trade, but I just want you guys to see how the market algorithm, I don't mind risking 20 or 30 pounds to show you this. All right. This is not how you trade, but this is why you don't trade the news, because a lot of the times the liquidity is low. Okay. The number of orders is high right now. So the volume is high, but the liquidity is low. When the liquidity is low like this, it means that not every price point gets filled out. And so sometimes, like you see, for example, I know technically the price is doing what it's doing right now. So if you see on USD CHF, the reason why it spiked here, I'll show you. There's a liquidity gap right here where this wick is. So the price needs to fill out that wick, because on the market order book, it means inefficiency, you know? So from this return right here, then, you know, the price will start to make his movement. All right. And now look at gold. So do you see what gold has done? So it wicked into here, but where my line is where the price is going to sell from in a moment. Okay, now the price will have to do a little bit more to convince me, even though it's selling off. You don't want to be careful, even though I know how the market algorithm works. You always want to be wise with the price, guys, because at any time the market can decide to do something that you didn't account for. But from what it looks like right now, it looks quite normal. All right, the volatility is getting high. The price has gone above the high, made a new high and everything. If it gets too crazy, you come out. So here we go. What we want gold to do basically is to get back down to about, let's see, run about here. If it doesn't do that, then I'll just get out. If it starts to look dodgy, then I get out, or I can let it stop me out above here, which is not a major loss to me anyway. It can be recovered in the same breath. But for me, at the moment, the market's done what I would like it to do, really, is to kind of do a high. So in essence, if you look at the price here, the price went long and short. Now, why do you think the price went long and short like this? Well, there was equal highs, as I said, which is why I didn't trust gold. But another reason is if you try to put a buy stop and a sell stop, so pending orders on both sides of the market, so it hits on both sides, you would have lost money twice. The market algorithm, guys, as you can see, is becoming highly developed and highly sophisticated. And even for me as a trader, as much as I'm sounding uncomfortable because I know the price is going to do what it needs to do, but even seeing this, you have to be careful because, you know, the market at any time could do something. So the risk parameters are going too far. If it gets too far for me, then I'm going to close in a minute. Let's see what USD CHF has done. So it's come all the way back to our nice zone here, which is nice. So this should be our launching pad in a moment, people. If it doesn't break and it breaks beneath them, we just say it's quits, you know? So don't scalp the news. Whatever you learn from today, do not scalp the news. Do not try to do what I'm doing, because you're going to make a very big mess of it unless you've studied and practiced, not to be prideful, but for years. You know, it took me a long time to even be able to do a walk down and show you how to get into the market at these points. Okay. And as I said, now that we've identified this spot, this is an algorithmic hotspot right here. This whole range here, the market is trying to, how can I put it? The market is trying to find all of the orders it needs to and stop everybody out. Now, you notice that the price went further long, but it had a bearish candle, which is not normal, you know? Usually, like how we had here, the price was going long, but we had a bullish, the price was selling off, but it had a bullish candle. This is some of the strange things you have to experience in the market. So I hope you guys enjoyed that walk down. I probably am going to end up in profit. I won't close these. I don't think I need to, but if at any time I need to close them, I will. Please don't try to enter as a prerequisite. Do not try to enter with me on the live unless I say enter with me, guys. All right. This one is for you guys to see the demonstration of what the price does. Okay. But do not do what I do unless I tell you to. Okay. Because then you're going to get yourself in trouble. We don't want that. You don't want to take any losses. I've already made more than enough profit many times over. So this is fine for me, but don't do it, please. Okay. Let the market come to you. Don't ever chase the market. And this is why, you know, so for example, if you do want to trade, an easy one you can take, I'll give you this 1 minute entry. This 1 minute zone, if the price breaks beneath and it returns, all right, you can get your stop loss kind of above here. So stop loss above 18,676. When the price breaks and confirms like it looks like it's about to, then you start to move. Okay, now notice, look at what USD done. Do you see where it has returned to? This area of accumulation. So I'm skipping between the two. If I'm going too fast, you can stop me and say, Mike, stop. But here we go. Here's the range of accumulation, redistribution of liquidity. The price comes back down. When it spikes into this area, it starts to take off. So sooner or later, the exact movement that we should see, that will be a confirmation that we continue. So here's a minute supply zone. On the minute time frame, if the price breaks above here and then returns back, all we do is you can go for a buy. That's how you confirm. This is why specifically you get out of the market. You don't stay in the market, you know, in the news time. You don't do that. Never do that. Okay, please. Just trust me. You don't want to hurt yourself in these markets. You want to be comfortable. Okay. Now, for me, I've been reading algorithms for many years. Okay. And I am a coder too. So how the market behaves is how an algorithm is behaving. So I can read it, you know? So I'm not too fast. Even if this doesn't work out as I want, I wouldn't even be worried. You can make the money back in a moment. But please, just hear me out. All right. So final thing before I leave you guys, you see right here, this is the demand zone that the price is using. You can see the price is using it to take a long at the moment. If the price does what we need it to do from this zone here, then it should break back beneath and go the other way. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Okay. We call it a session. So my people, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too heart-wrenching for you and you enjoyed. And I'll catch you on the next